One step up on the bus, but for others a step on the loser cruiser. This term has existed in Christchurch for years, showing a stigma about using the bus system that exists among Cantabrians, especially the youth. Christchurch's bus system has been developed greatly over recent years, such as building the $54 million bus interchange in 2015, which adds great value and ease to riding the bus. Thomas McNaughton is a part of the public transport leadership team at Environment Canterbury and says the organisation does recognise there is a problem.
Yes, there is a stigma to public transport. It's not just in Christchurch, it's in most cities around the world there is a bit of that. And it is a real challenge, which is why from the customer experience and marketing activity, our focus is not just about short-term patronage increases.
To gain a better understanding of the issue, I went to the streets of Christchurch to see why residents thought there may be an issue with perception.
Do you believe that there's a public stigma about using the bus?
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of young people.
Why do you guys think this might be?
I feel like it's more like because it's just like hoarier instead of like a car or something. Yeah.
And like things like it's more seen as aimed towards people that don't have as much money.
To go even deeper, I surveyed 114 Cantabrians to understand how many of them believe this issue is real. Of the people surveyed, nearly 3/4 said they don't use the bus regularly for transport. Surprisingly, 43% said they have heard the term loser cruiser being used for the bus during their life, and a majority of the respondents said they have heard someone they know talk negatively about people who use the bus, clearly showing a stigma about those who choose to use it. But there doesn't seem to be any real issues with the service, and Thomas says customer satisfaction rates are actually extremely high.
So overall, we are really confident that we have a good service for the community. Our satisfaction rates, we do annually, they're 96%. So we know that our customers appreciate the metro service.
I then spoke to a member of the Environmental Society at the University of Canterbury, Olivia Maxwell. Olivia had come from Auckland to Christchurch for study, and she was shocked that a term like loser cruiser even existed.
Most of the mates that I've got, with the people that I hang out with in Christchurch, are actually from sort of other areas. Like you've got a lot of Aucklanders, a lot of Wellingtonians, and I don't know, in those places we look quite fondly on public transport. So I don't know why it hasn't translated down the country. I would be surprised, to be honest, if one of my mates turned around and said, "Oh my gosh, like you're catching the loser cruiser," or that just, even that term just sounds quite like, just so silly and just quite close-minded as well.
The only question that remains is, how can this perception be changed?
We're actually really focused on building advocacy for public transport, because no matter what we do, if the community is not behind public transport and if they don't see it as a service for them, we're not going to get progress. So we're doing a lot of work to reposition public transport as being a really viable way to get around for more people.
Hopefully, as more people are taking the bus, terms like loser cruiser can be left in the past, as more people see it as a legitimate way to move around our city. Azriel Taylor, Metro News.